2002 Dodge Ram 2500. About 227,000 miles on it, just shy of it. And it has this great 24 valve in it, which runs like a top. I changed the oil in it just the other day, and I stuck an air filter in it and put 2 brand new batteries in it from the old parts store and fixed up some battery cables and stuck a cheapo Wix oil filter on it because I like to change them a couple times before I throw heavy synthetic oil in it. My grounds have been holding up since my last video for it. No more check engine light or anything for weird trouble codes and stuff. I did notice it runs about 190, which I'm like a 6.5 diesel guy, and I had a couple of 12 valves myself. And I was like, well, might as well look and see if there's anything plugged up. And if you look, it's just like, wow. It's got a perfect circle of schmutz. It's just, this thing was on a farm, I think. And let me tell you, you can tell. I mean, this thing needs to be cleaned out big time. And it's got some oil on the front of the motor from the catch can. That catch can is like overflowing. It's about half full, so it's drafting out of it when you're running down the highway, I believe. This is just a little bit of fluid film wool wax mixture. And, you know, I don't want to pull the air-to-air out. If I have to, I guess I will. But I'd like to just kind of maybe use a leaf blower and blow it all backwards after I take the radiator out, obviously, because, I mean, the coolant is not in good condition. The coolant is just, it's grody. Can you see down there? It's green. It's green, but it's not great. I don't know if the camera will catch that. But it's green. But it smells bad. And I don't test coolant very much for electrolysis or whatever. I just change it because coolant is cheap compared to repairs to the cooling system, you know. And I have used those tabs that somehow, you know, get the coolant back into, whips it into shape or whatever. But this thing had a remanufactured transmission or a rebuilt transmission, the owner said. They didn't really know much about it except for that the rear end was supposedly junk in it. I took the cover off, I needle scaled the cover, I painted it, I checked all the gears out, everything seemed pretty decent. I stuck it all back together, I did all brand new e-brake hardware and everything in it, and I've taken it for a couple of runs around the shop, and I noticed it was chattering, so I had limited slip gear oil in it when I changed the gear oil, but I decided, hey, what the hey, I'll throw 2 bottles, it was 8 ounces of limited slip additive into the fluid after I had done a pinion seal because the pinion seal was leaking. So I did outer seals, I did the pinion seal, I did one of those ready sleeves so that way it doesn't leak because it did need it. And because it had a little groove, the spring on the seals, they wear a groove into the pinion, and then you got to put a ready sleeve on it. So, anyways, I did that, and I just took it out last night after it sat in here, and I had done a few figure eights in the parking lot, and it didn't seem to be getting that much better. It got a little bit better, but then I let it sit in the shop for almost a week and a half, and I only backed it out and pulled it in when I was doing other jobs, and all of a sudden, last night I took it out around the shop because there's a couple of car haulers. They got parked in the parking lot, and I did a few figure eights around it. And I will tell you what, it actually didn't make too much noise. So I think that this thing's going to be the next thing to go on the road. I kind of been thinking about putting a juice with attitude in it. A guy local to here has one for sale for $250, which they're $1,000 usually for the smaller monitor or whatever, but he says that you can't see it at night very well because the backlight's messed up and the middle of it's kind of messed up, so I'm trying to figure out if it's worth purchasing it and then maybe have an Edge repair the piece and that kind of thing. But if I'm going to be like halfway to $1,000 on the thing, might as well just buy a brand new kit, right? But he's all like, it's got the hot unlock, and I don't care about that. I think I'm going to put an in-bed camper in this thing or tow my travel trailer with it. You know, I like my dually towing and everything, but this thing's got 355 gears, so it's more of a highway hauler than my dually's more of a mountain hauler. It's got 410s in it. So let me know what you think about this truck. Let me know what you think I should do to it. I'm not going to make it a drag truck even though it's a two-wheel drive truck. I really don't need a four-wheel drive one because I have plenty of four-wheel drive trucks between my service truck, my Tahoe, my truck out there, and even my girlfriend's got 2 trucks that are four-wheel drive, and I probably use the four-wheel drive in my dually twice a year to get out of a snowbank maybe. And I probably could just not move it when it snows and wouldn't care because I got so much other things to drive. So, you know, let me know what you think. I really like this truck. I'm not much of a Dodge fan of the gas trucks, but the diesels, because they got such a good engine in them, I'm kind of a fan. Definitely not much of a big Ford fan, but I work on plenty of them for people because they do break a lot. These trucks I always seem to get when they've been driven into the ground too, but that's probably because people just drive them till there's not much you can do left with them. So let me know what you want to see. Like, comment, subscribe.